Hey, this is for Nasty Noble. I think you go by Big L. My name's Trucker Doll. I think you made some comments on one of my videos on Minister Dunn, which is another one of my channels. I did like Q&A trucking first year, questions and all Q&A. My other channel's Trucker Dolls, that same videos on there as well. I left trucking and now I'm coming back into it. One thing, I'm just going to give you some friendly advice. I drove for about a year. I started out with Werner Trucking out of trucking school. I did go to a professional truck driving institute. Mine was paid through mostly financial aid and a small student loan. So they did it that way. State of Arizona, we even have grants that some of the guys that were in my trucking school, they got grants that they didn't have to pay the money back and they put them through truck driving school. Swift, actually, I know we'll introduce you. I think you said you out of Colorado, which I used to drive in Colorado. Actually, I picked my male student up. I became a Swift trainer. And I picked my male student up from Colorado. I don't know if Dan the man is still driving for him. That was the last student I had, and then I left and came back into corporate. That first year is going to be a tough year for you. And just be as safe as you can out there. What you don't want to do, I'll give you the ups and downs of Swift. Swift is very much, they will audit you to death because they're under such a microscope because they're the largest trucking company, okay? So you get audited, but you have to be real careful with everything. Like, try not to get in accidents. Those things really hurt you. Like one of my boys from trucking school, he got fired from Swift, and then I left there shortly thereafter. I luckily don't have any accidents on my record. The only thing I had was a scale ticket and impeding traffic because my truck was lugging. With Swift, your truck might break down quite a bit. They basically don't give the newbies the best trucks. You're going to get trucks that have been through a lot. And what I do challenge you to do is just be as safe as you can out there on the road. The first year is a hard year, especially if you got a family. That's really hard being over the road, but if you can get through that first year and keep your record as clean as possible. Don't do splits, stay away from them. Your excuses to Swift is always, weather issues if you have weather issues. But you try to get your loads on time, but you don't have an accident trying to be on time. If there's a weather issue like high winds, park that damn truck and wait. And then go the next day. In the winter months, one of the suggestions I have is you only drive daylight, don't drive evening, if you know that it's going to be ice on the road. So what you do is if your truck doesn't have an indicator at the truck stops, you can get a little indicator that tells you when it drops to freezing where you're going to have black ice. When I was with Werner, me and my trainer, I was trying to tell her that our load was something right, and she's like, oh, take that turn at 60. So I did what she told me. And our entire truck started sliding linear towards an embankment of water. Shortly thereafter, me and her were done, and I ended up working for Werner for Swift, because I didn't like the safety of Werner, and their trainers were not as professional as the ones at Swift. You might have some at Swift that are going to be a little odd too. Some that are in it for the money, but there are a few of us out there that were with Swift who really wanted to see you do well and try to give you tidbits to make you successful. That training in that small environment is hard. You and somebody else, so preferably you get a good trainer. I don't know about Swift Academy. Like I said, I didn't do Swift Academy. I will tell you now, though, I'm coming back in the truck, and I've been in corporate America. I actually work for Bank of America. I'm leaving them because I absolutely hate it. And partly I hate it because they run poorly, but the other reason I hate it is because I really do miss trucking. And in my school, they told us that it gets in your blood, and I didn't understand that until I sat at Bank of America and put up with that corporate BS again like I used to do when I had been in management and all that stuff in the past. And it's like there's a freedom with trucking that I can't describe. I can't describe some of the views that you'll see. I can't describe the beauty that you'll see. I can't describe some of the bad stuff you're going to see. I've seen trucks plowed in the mountains and turned over. I've seen some bad stuff, but I saw some beauty that is beyond compare. I drove areas. You're going to hear, oh, that's the other thing. You're going to hear a lot of the truckers going to tell you a whole bunch of, excuse my French, bullshit. They're going to tell you, oh, yeah, when you go through the Rockies, you're going to see broken trucks off the side of the road, and they're trying to scare you because you're new. Man, you ain't going to see none of that shit. Not unless it just happened. Not unless it just happened, brother. You ain't going to see that. What you will see is some beautiful sights. So, enjoy. I hope this video ain't too long. I don't want to go too long. It's only 4 minutes. But you're going to see some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sights. And when I went through the Rockies, I was expected to be scary. To me, the worst mountain I ever drove was my mountain here in Arizona. I'm in Arizona, Flagstaff, and my second worst mountain was Mount Shasta. And it's only because there's this bridge that leans at an angle, and I was carrying paper loads. And I was praying the whole way because that's a hell of a drive. And you like this the whole damn time. but it is a big old embankment of water. So I mean, but I had a mountain fear and I got over it. So handle your truck. All I can tell you is drive for the ass of that truck always. Drive for the ass of that truck always. You know, that when you turn, when you're driving, watch the ass of that truck. Because that's where you get in trouble mainly. What's in front of you is usually easy to control, but behind you is your challenge. And high winds are a pain in the ass, and you guys get those coming out of Colorado sometime. That's about it. Try to figure out chain up. Make sure you have everything you need if you go through Texas, because Swift used to go through Texas a lot. Make sure you get the tire gauge, because if DOT pulls you over in Texas and you don't have your tire gauge, you just failed your freaking inspection and got a big ass freaking ticket. So that I will tell you. If you go through Oregon, you will always get pulled into the scales in Woodburn. Make sure that your shit is scaled right, because you will get a ticket. I got one. Shit, I don't know if I got any others. But if you have any other questions, hit me up. I'm going back into trucking. I'll be working for a company called Pride out of Utah doing refrigerated loads. I like doing reefers. I did a dedicated run for Swift for a little bit with Costco, so I like reefers. So, deuces. You guys be blessed, blessed, blessed. Peace.